So it'll store heat in the walls. This wall here will extend all the way to the end of this bed. Yeah. What you're sitting on are the beds. Now at night, when everybody was time to come in, she would take those burning logs, throw them out, and just leave the coals in here, the hot coals, so it just kept heat, During the day, no one would spend time in here. Everyone had duties that they had to do. They would make baskets, either tan hides, do things like that. The women, the head woman would probably just be outside the door, just kind of tending the fire, coming in and out, and doing things like that. The men, they'd be hunting, kind of getting food, provide for the woman. Divorce, if you were a lousy husband, you didn't hunt, you didn't feed your family, when you came back from, say, war or hunting or whatever you were doing, if she'd lay your stuff out, and it was just kind of said then and there that it was done. I'm done with you, I don't want to deal with you anymore, so you just take your stuff and you go to the council house, and that's where you stay. Now, if another woman wanted to marry you, then you'd live with her, but that's if anyone else wanted you. Now, how we made this is behind you there. It's kind of wattle and daw method, river cane, weaved in between posts, and then they would smear clay over it. Now, how many people will be in here depends on how big your family would be. So, say your daughter, she got married. Her husband would come and live with y'all. They'd have children, their children would live here. And if your son, he went off and got married, he would go live with his wife and her family, and so on down. This is just a standard size, just to show you what it would look like. Like I said, that door wouldn't be here, it'd be kind of dark in here, but they didn't spend the days in here. They had, activities that they had to do. And this is so narrow, it's kind of a good defense structure as well, so if there was any attacks, only one person can kind of fit through there. So they just take them out as they come in, their animals, anything. So, any questions about the winter home? None?
You understand how easy divorce was?
Yeah, it was basically just get out.
Didn't have to make angry war up on his head, just throw his clothes out.
Yeah,
put his clothes out.
Find your sneakers outside.
It's like when a girl kicks her boyfriend out. It's just like they put their
Right.
stuff on the curb and just get out.
Basically, yeah.
See, I know.
But unfortunately, Native American women are the victims of abuse more often than that.
Then the lawyers got into it.
Just watch your head. We'll go inside the summer home.
It's summer in here.
This is a summer home. Notice how it's open at the top, good for wind flow. They made it high enough so when it rained, it wouldn't really get too wet inside of here.
Yeah.
Now, what the head woman, she would do, she'd take water and throw it on the walls, kind of cooled it off in here. We switched from fur to baskets. As you can see, it's just a lot cooler. Now, during this time, we came across trade with Europeans. What we traded for would be our hides. That was women's main job, was to tan a hide. Now, the men, they would go hunt, bring the animal back. The women, they would take the hide, strap them on posts, scrape all the flesh off. They'd use a hide scraper. It's a stone tool kind of shaped like a teardrop. And they'd just scrape all that flesh off, put it in a bucket, and make a good hide glue. That would also help with gluing our arrowheads on the tips of our arrows, but we'd also use pine sap mixed with charcoal. That was also a good glue for us. Now, the process of tanning a hide would be 4 to 5 hours. It was a long process just for one hide. Now, when we came across to trade with them, we traded for blankets. This was 20 hides. So all that labor into 20 hides just for a blanket. So, we did a lot of work. We had stockade piles of hides just waiting to trade. So, when they came over and wanted something, we'd have everything ready. Now, what we did with these blankets is we would untwine them and make belts out of them. So the men, they'd have different decorative colored belts to wear. It was just kind of like, nowadays they have dog tags. Just kind of showed you, what, your name and things like that. But back then they had belts, so, a man was killed in battle, they could identify them by their belts. Hey, he wanted that color belt, or he had this design, and so on.
I've never heard that one.
And you'll see the different designs. This is kind of how you explain it.
Never
Every
heard
man
that one.
wanted their own belt, so they asked to be made a certain way. And there's an example of belts when we get out of here. Brass kettles. You usually get these for your wife's cooking. Your good husband, you get her a set of these, and she'll be pretty happy with them. Now, they wouldn't last a long time, so when they did burn up, I guess we didn't really...
I've got somebody catching up here.
Oh. Hi, how are y'all? Where y'all from?
I'm from Arkansas,
Oh, okay.
and they're from Ukraine.
Oh, okay. I'm explaining trade right now. Y'all can have a seat anyway. We trade for things. We came across trade with Europeans during this time, and we traded hides for the things that we have. Right now I'm displaying brass kettles. Now when these burn up, we wouldn't just throw them out. We'd cut strips out of them, make triangles, make brass points for our arrows. We'd use anything sharp. We'd use teeth, we'd use thorns, anything just sharp enough to kill what we were going after. Now, this would be a tan hide and a rawhide, if you want to feel the, pass it around. We make our clothing out of that. I make my own moccasins out of hide and stuff like that. We traded for this weapon here. Now, all the labor going into one hide, like I said, is 4 to 5 hour long process, could go up to a day. This would be about 40 hides, and that's a lot invested into this just for the weapon. Now, we needed our gunpowder holder to keep the gunpowder dry, 30 hides for the bullets, 10 hides for this. So that added up to a lot of labor just for this weapon. Now, when we used up all the bullets and stuff, this wasn't a very accurate shot. You know, this, we shoot, take about 3 seconds, finally the bullet would release. You know, it was just a hassle for us. So when everyone else in the village seen, like, hey, they're having a hard time with this weapon, they don't want it, you know, they don't want to deal with this and invest more labor into 30 hides just to get more bullets, you know. So what we did is we probably take this off here, bend it down, get it real hot, bend it down, and make 2 hide scrapers out. Maybe you give one to your wife or you trade amongst other villagers. You take this, maybe make another brass point tip for your arrow. Pull this out, make an arrow out of it. You know, whatever you can do, we broke it down and made different things with it. We take this, maybe make a knife. Your husband might want to keep it for himself, or you could trade it for something else in the village. Make earrings out of this, melt them up. They made earrings, things like that. And for these, which would be 4 hides for this weapon, right?
4?
4 hides.
I'd have a lot of hatchets then, because I wouldn't be blowing my deer hides. Then it got even worse.
Yeah. Any questions about trade? Questions?
Did you make your pucker toes?
I did. Yes, ma'am, I did.
These are called pucker toes, that's in case you're not aware of it.
Yeah, these are toes.
How long do they last?
Just depends on if you take care of them. I took soles out of just normal shoes and glued them on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
But we finally got our sidewalk in here like a week ago. So.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Yeah, it took a long time for us to finally get one in.
About time.
Because I was stepping on rocks, that's why I put these on me.
There's a number on the bottom of those pucker toes. Thank you. Never heard of unweavers of wool to make necklace amulets.
Here's the belts.
My finger weaving has said now for 5 years now.
And they put just different designs in there, however the man wanted it. And then here's a fishnet right here.
What were these for?
These are the belts, those blanket. There was a blanket in there. What they would do is they unweave it and make belts out of it for the men to wear.
Wow, cool.
Just decorative. But we'll move on if you guys are done looking.
No, this does look nice. It really does.
If you guys want to stay right here, I'll explain this game. This is called stickball, or little brother of Org, or Ani Jodi, as they say in Cherokee. going to war, we'd usually play them in the game of stickball. And that was a lot better than fighting them off in battle and wiping out all of our men. Because then who would protect our women and children? So what we do is we just play them in a stickball game. There could be up to 500 men on 500 men. You know, it could get pretty big. It was on a field beside the football field. And there would be 2 River Cane posts on each end. Now how you score is you would take this ball right here, which is leather wrapped over walnut, if y'all want to look at it. And pass it around. And these are the sticks that they would use. Y'all want to pass those around too? Imagine getting hit in the face with one of those. Many broken bones, few deaths. Some men would even put that ball in their mouth, kind of like a suicide, and run through the post just to score for their team. We fought for things like hunting rights and stuff like that. How you score this game is the chief who would draw a line. So this tribe scored, he would mark 1 point. This tribe scored 1 point for them. First one to the end of that line wins the rights to hunt. If you broke those bonds, then you would go to war.
Just sold it, or is this
Yeah, they sold it.
it's like a baseball?
Yeah.
It's kind of light.
Yeah,
Very
this
light.
one's light. We just to show. Some of them will put actually a rock in the middle of them and wrap a yarn around it, and then wrap the leather over the yarn. Because nowadays we play a social game, and see, women wanted to play, and we held on to the warrior rules. We had no rules, so I could run out there, tackle a man, bite him, punch him, throw his sticks out of the arenas. Had no rules.
How come?
Just with women, you can't hurt women. So if he was to hurt me, then he would get kicked out of the game. This game was kind of showed the character of a man. Women does whatever she wants to you. If you just, you ignore it, you don't touch her. It kind of how you pick your partner, I guess you could say. Oh, he'd be a good husband. You know, he won't beat me on me or anything like that. And the only thing a man could do, if he was fast enough as I am, if I was running to grab that ball, he could sit on my shoulders. But see, I would have a partner, or a cousin or a sister. She'd come over, knock him off of me. And that's how this is just our social game. Now the only thing we couldn't do is use sticks. We had to use our hands to get this, to hit the fish. Now the fish is 3 points, the stake is 6, and a foot below would be 1 point. And that's how we scored. The fish represent health and prosperity to us.
Oh, it's only the fish and 1 foot below. And that's it.
The fish, and there's a little stake above it, and that's 6 points.
That's 6.
Little
6, 3, and then 1.
1. Yeah.
That's it.
We played to 21.
And if a wife decides her
Who decides
husband
it's-
isn't doing a good
Who
job,
decides
she
it's
can
a foot
beat him.
down? Who makes that determination?
Chief just marks a foot down and says, hey,
I mean, you can't see it from here, but
no. There's a little knot up there that we usually just go by.
Okay.
If you hit a little above that knot, then you find a point. But below the knot, no point.
That painting of the wife beating her husband because he didn't do a great job.
Do what?
Who did the painting of the wife beating her husband when he didn't do a good
Who did
enough
the painting?
job?
Oh, I have no idea.
There's the picture.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea.
She was making angry warp on his head.
look at this.
We'll walk this way.
I didn't take